Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Mom? Hey, Mama. Is everything all right?
Everything is fine now that I hear your voice.
I love you too, Mama.
Are you still coming over today to trim them hedges on the side of the house?
No, I won't make it today, Mom. You know, it's wifey's birthday, so she took the day off and we're gonna spend it together. But I will be over there first thing in the morning to trim them hedges for you, okay? 7 a.m. before it gets too hot.
Okay, all right. That's perfect, son. I will see you tomorrow before 7. And I'll make you some of my famous homemade biscuits, and I'll make you some sausage gravy.
Yes, Lord. I will be there at 6 a.m., Mama.
Okay, son. Well, you tell your wife I said happy birthday. And, son, enjoy your wife. I'll see you tomorrow.
Okay, Mama. See you later.
Good morning. Where are you going?
To play golf. Oh. Baby. Don't wait up for me tonight. After golf, I'm going to the office. I'll be there late.
Happy birthday. Let's do it. Hey, babe. Good morning. Happy birthday, princess.
Thank you, Prince Charming.
Babe, where you going?
To work.
What? I thought you took the day off. You know, I made plans, starting with breakfast in bed.
I couldn't get the day off, honey. Dr. Murray was so pleased with the last benefit dinner party that he's already working on the next one, and he's given me the tedious task of sending out all the invitations for the next one. And he wants them to go out by the weekend. So if I don't go to work today, there's no way I'm going to get it done. But we can definitely pick up where we left off when I get home this evening. As soon as I walk through the door. I love you.
I love you too.
Thank you for calling Dr. Meyer office. Tracy speaking. How may I help you?
Morning, Tracy. It's CJ.
Hey, CJ.
Actually, I'm on my way to the office right now to sneak in the birthday cake. I'm on the surprise Tempest.
I thought she took the day off. I haven't seen Stormy all morning. Hold on for 1 minute. Let me check with Dr. Meyer.
Okay, I'll hold.
Hey, Dr. Meyer. Is Tempest working today?
No, I'll give her today and tomorrow off. Said she had big plans to celebrate her birthday.
Okay.
Get off your damn phone, idiot!
CJ.
Jerk! Darn it.
Are you okay?
No, I had a little accident.
A car accident?
Can I call you back?
Wait, hold on. CJ.
Girl, people always on the damn phone driving. What the hell?
Oh my God. That is my wife's car. Go. I got you.
Theo, I have high expectations for you.
Professor Sullivan, I always aim high, and I always hit my target.
Good luck to you.
Thank you, sir.
What?
Penny,
Here you go.
I know you're in the top 3% of the class, but guess what? We're getting ready to go into the real world.
Anything else?
Good luck.
Come in. Well, good afternoon, Miss Holloway.
Good afternoon.
Please come in and have a seat.
Thank you.
Congratulations. You've qualified for the next level prerequisite to your bar exam. It would be wise to save the dates. Your assignment to qualify for your bar exam is to find a criminal case to intern. Bring me back a win. No exceptions.
Okay.
Good luck to you, Miss Holloway.
Thank you, Professor.
Mrs. Cooper?
Yes?
Mrs. Richard D. Cooper.
Yes, I am.
My name is Detective Stevenson. This is my partner, Detective Thompson. We have some news for you. Will we come in?
Please. What's all this about?
Unfortunately, ma'am, your husband was found dead today by the side of the road.
What?
It appeared that he had been bludgeoned to death. Does he have any enemies?
Oh, no! Who would have hurt him?
About time.
I'm Rochelle Jones, alongside Nick Powell. Well, it was not the start to the day as expected. Tempest Jackson, who was celebrating her birthday yesterday, was reportedly on her way to work when she was forced off the road and confronted by her attacker.
Yes, in police report, it was her husband, Curtis Jackson, who stumbled upon the crime scene and rescued his wife from her attacker. WRN News 3, Lorraine Brooklyn, is at the crime scene, reporting live and has more. Lorraine?
Yes, Rachel and Nick. Curtis Jackson, who loves to cook and dreams of having his own restaurant someday, was reportedly driving to his wife's job to surprise her with a homemade cake he had just baked her when he stumbled across an unexpected surprise himself.
Oh my God.
Police say as Curtis
That's Mother
Jackson
Jackson's
swerved
son.
to avoid being hit by a speeding driver, the cake slid off the seat onto the floor of his truck. So he pulled over, not knowing he was just yards away from the very location at the very moment his wife, Tempest Jackson, was being brutally raped by her attacker, identified as local bone specialist Dr. Richard D. Cooper. Wow. With hands covered in blood, Curtis Jackson, when questioned by police, simply said, "I'm sorry a man lost his life, but I'm grateful I was able to save my wife." Reporting live, I'm Lorraine Brooklyn. Back to you, Nick and Rachel.
This is a high-profile case, and District Attorney Jim Hatchett is on it. We go live now to his press conference, where WRN News 3 Stephanie Payne is reporting. Stephanie?
Good morning. I'm Stephanie
Jim
Payne.
Hatchett.
We are live in front of the county courthouse,
where prosecutor Jim Hatchett is about to make a statement. He's accompanied by the mother of the murder victim, Dr. Richard D. Cooper.
Mr. Hatchett.
Good afternoon. Earlier today, the county prosecution's office received an indictment for one Curtis Jackson Jr. for the murder of Dr. Richard D. Cooper. Currently, we're waiting for the Special Investigations Unit to conclude their findings. In the meantime, as district attorney, I will seize upon each and every opportunity to reduce crime by removing dangerous criminals such as this from our streets. And make no mistake, ladies and gentlemen, I intend to see this case in particular concerning Curtis Jackson all the way through to its final conclusion and resolution for the brutal and senseless slaughter of Dr. Cooper. I'm quite confident that the evidence will speak for itself during the trial.
You seem very passionate about this case, Mr. Hatchett. The people see him as a hero. How do you see him?
A hero? The last I heard, heroes save lives. They don't take.
I have confidence that Jim Hatchett is the man who will bring my son's murderer to justice.
Mrs. Cooper, how long has your son been a rapist?
Will you be seeking the death penalty?
Mr. Hatchett!
How many cases have you tried? Mr. Hatchett! Will you be seeking the death penalty? Mr. Hatchett!
And there you have it, a very passionate prosecutor on this case. I'm Stephanie Payne, reporting live from the county courthouse. Back to you, Rachel and Nick.
Thank you, Stephanie. We will be following the case through the trial and providing up-to-the-minute coverage. I'm Nick Powell, WRN News 3.
Baby, you think I'm going to battle with Jim Hatchett again?
Well, I'm definitely going to look into the defense of the case. Honey, I'm just going to look into the defense. I mean, look at Jim. He seems overly passionate about this one. He can't win them all.
Baby, if you want to go to battle, just know that I have your back.
Thank you, baby.
Hello.
Hi, Mother. This is Pastor Pennywell. I just saw the news. Are you okay? We're praying for your strength, Mother.
Thank you, Pastor.
Listen, I know a great attorney. She's a member of our church. Her name is Jacqueline Brown. I'm gonna give her your number, and she's gonna give you a call. It's gonna be all right. If you need anything, don't hesitate to give me a call.
Okay.
I need something tonight for the evening news. I really got to get the story. You know, the network is yes, I feel that way. You know what? I think I'm with the jury. Ma'am, are you an attorney? Ma'am, give me something tonight for the evening news. Ma'am, please.
Hey, there would be no statements at this time. Move away from the area and clear the entrance. Thank you.
Mr. Jackson, we have a visitor.
Hi, Mr. Jackson. My name is Jackie Brown, attorney Jacqueline Brown.
Okay.
We haven't met, but we attend the same church. I see you there with your mother.
You know my mother?
Pastor Pennywell introduced us yesterday. Your mom asked me to help you.
I can't afford no attorney, and I don't want to put that burden on my mother. I mean, how much would it normally cost to try a case like this?
Well, a case like this could easily cost up to $100,000 or more to defend, but there'll be no burden on you or your mother because I've decided to try this case pro bono, if you'll have me as your attorney.
Where do we go from here?
Well, there's going to be a preliminary hearing sometime this week, and after that, I'm sure Hatch is going to push for a fast trial.
Hatchet?
Yes.
The prosecutor?
Yes, District Attorney Jim Hatchett. I saw his press conference on the news, and excuse my expression, but he definitely has a hard-on for this case.
Have you ever beat it?
No. But there is a first time for everything.
Think I could walk?
Mr. Jackson, that depends on the jury. But yes, I do think you can walk, and I'm going to do everything in my power to make sure that happens.
There's got to be a lot of people out there who are tired of violent men who beat, rape, and hurt women. I'm praying that we can find a jury of peers who will be sympathetic to a man who's sorry that a man had to lose his life, but he's not sorry for protecting his wife. I need your help, Miss Brown. Please, I need your help.
Ma'am, I need something for the network. Ma'am, I need something for the network. Ma'am,
I'll take a few questions.
Are you with the police department?
No, ma'am, I'm not.
Are you Curtis Jackson's attorney?
Yes, I am.
What's your name?
Brown. Jackie Brown.
I need something.
Hey, come on in, Theo. Have a seat.
Good afternoon, sir. First, I would like to thank you for granting me the opportunity to work this case with you.
You're quite welcome.
Curtis Jackson has hired attorney Jackie Brown to work that case.
Jackie Brown.
Jackie Brown.
Jackie Brown couldn't get a mouse out of a mousetrap. When's the preliminary?
1 week from today, at noon, Judge Samantha Burkett presiding.
All right, here's what I need you to do. I suspect that Mrs. Brown is going to go with her typical temporary insanity plea. So, I need you to research the most recent cases where insanity was used as a defense and the defendant was acquitted. Can you do that?
Yes, sir. Right on.
Good
Thank
man.
you, sir. Talk to you later.
You bet, Theo.
I'm not sure what's going on. I mean, I got put off on my cases. This has to be big. Did she put you off your cases too?
Yeah, she did.
Yeah. I don't know what it is, but
Hey, guys.
hi.
Thank you guys for coming in on such short notice. I'm sure you guys have heard all over the news this Curtis Jackson murder case. Well, I visited him this morning in jail, and we're on it.
So, what's our approach on the defense for Curtis Jackson?
Temporary insanity or crime of passion?
I'm thinking definitely temporary insanity. I mean, due to the nature of the crime, Curtis Jackson snapped and did exactly what anybody else would have done in a situation just like this.
Yeah, I can see that. It wouldn't be difficult for the jury to understand.
Either way, we have to have a credible shrink to prove and win this case.
If we go with the crime of passion defense, we'll win.
What do you think, Ms. Brown?
I don't think we need to go with a temporary insanity defense or a crime of passion defense. I mean, think about it. No jury on the planet is going to find this man guilty of murder. He did what any sane man would do to protect his wife, his mother, his sister, or given the circumstances, even a perfect stranger.
You're right.
She's right.
Okay, guys, we got 1 week until the preliminary hearing. So we're gonna have to pull our resources together and build an airtight self-defense case so our client, Mr. Jackson, can go home. Now, Danielle, what I need you to do is get that golden shovel of yours out. Dig me up all the dirt you can find on Dr. Richard D. Cooper.
Roger that. And that's Richard D. What's his middle name?
Dick. Richard Dick Cooper.
How befitting.
Yeah. So Hatchet is gonna assume that we're gonna go with a temporary insanity plea, but we're gonna mix it up. What I need you to do, Mark, is research on strategies for self-defense cases.
I'm on it.
What exactly is it?
Oh, you didn't have it, Walk.
That's for library.
Big,
Mr. Hatchet! Mr. Hatchet! Mr. Hatchet, do you have any compassion for the defense?
Of course I do. I'm not insensitive to the seriousness of this case or the lives at stake. But the tax-paying citizens of this state expect the district attorney's office to uphold the law. And that's exactly what I intend to do.
If you get a conviction, will you push for the death penalty?
When I get the conviction, I will ask for the maximum punishment allowed by law, which is the death penalty.
Mr. Hatchet, what do you think about Jackie Brown?
Isn't her hair blonde?
Absolutely. It's not a problem. We're gonna play this case.
Mrs. Brown,
Mr. Hatchet.
by now I'm sure you realize that Curtis Jackson is a dead man walking. I must admit, I do admire your tenacity.
Yes, he is definitely walking. And I hope that you have the same fascination when he does.
All rise. The Honorable Judge Samantha Burkett presiding.
Good afternoon. Please be seated. Counsel, and you, sir, are you Curtis Jackson Jr.?
Yes, ma'am, I am.
I'm holding an indictment presenting that you, Curtis Jackson Jr., did murder Dr. Richard D. Cooper, a human being, against the peace of dignity concerning this state. Do you understand the charges brought against you?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
And how do you wish to plead?
Not guilty, Your Honor.
The defense enters a plea of not guilty, Your Honor, by reason of self-defense.
Your trial date is set for February 29th, Counselor. Any pretrial matters or motions must be filed before February 14th. Is there anything further?
Yes, Your Honor. In regards to this ludicrous self-defense plea, Mrs. Brown should know, given her 12 years' experience, that one cannot enter a plea of self-defense when it was not the defendant that was attacked, but his wife.
Your Honor, with all due respect, being the state's district attorney for more than 20 years, Mr. Hatchett should know that the law states when a man takes a woman to wed, the two become one. Therefore, when a man defends his wife, he is defending himself. Also, Your Honor, because my client is not a flight risk, the defense requests bail.
Ms. Brown, I have never granted bail in a high-profile murder case. I don't plan to start today, so your request is denied. Mr. Jackson, you will remain in custody until the trial. Court is dismissed.
Can I help you? Please have a seat.
Thank you. Hi, Mrs. Brown. My name is Penny Holloway, and I'm a law student at Boykin University.
My alma mater.
Yep, I'm a senior, and I successfully completed all my prerequisites for my bar exam.
Okay, well, I'm impressed. What brings you into my office today?
Well, first, let me just say I really love how you set the record straight when you stated your self-defense plea for Curtis Jackson, how a man and a wife are one. And when he defends his wife, he defends himself. Was like, boom.
You mentioned Curtis Jackson. I take it you were at the preliminary hearing.
Yes, ma'am. And I would really love to be your intern for this trial.
No, I really don't have time to train an intern. I need experience. I must win this case.
Mrs. Brown, you're trying one of the highest profile cases of the year. And you only have 2 attorneys in your firm, one of which took 3 tries to pass his bar exam. And although you are my idol and you won many cases, you never won a case against Jim Hatchett. And I need to win this just as much as you do. So please give me a chance.
I see you've done your homework.
I have a 4.8 GPA. My scores have placed me in the top 3% of my class for every investigation project given since I started law school. I'm hungry, I'm smart, and I really believe that we can win this case.
I gotta tell you, Miss Holloway.
Please, call me Penny.
Okay, Penny. I love your energy, but I need experience. I just don't have time to work with an intern. But I'm really glad to know that you believe I can win this case. However, I'm gonna have to do it without your help this time. But when you graduate, pass that bar exam, you come back and see me. All right? Thank you, Penny.
Thank you, Mrs. Brown. You may want to take a look at this self-defense case from the law database where the defendant was acquitted for protecting the woman he loved.
I'll do that, okay?
It was the one and only case where the alcoholic prosecutor ever lost.
Gotcha. All right, Penny, I've got a lot of work to do. I've got to get back to work now.
Thank you, Mrs. Brown.
All right. You have a good day.
You are. Wait a minute.
What the hell you crying like a little girl for?
My dog got run over.
Well, if you don't stop crying like a little girl over that dog, I'm gonna put you through that window. Do you understand me? You understand me, boy?
What is going on? Let him go.
Get that little girl in there, put an apron on.
Stop calling him a little girl.
Who the hell you think you talking to, woman? Who the hell you think you talking to? I will bust you upside your head. What you gonna do?
You want something you ain't big enough, little girl? I'll kill your little ass.
Mr. Jackson, you have a visitor.
God is going to work everything out. I'm praying for your son. I'm going to give you 2 your time. I'll be in the waiting room.
How are you holding up?
I'm okay.
Baby, I'm so sorry to put you in this situation.
Princess, don't talk like that. I would do it all over again just to protect you. I love you.
I love you. This attorney, she's really good. But how can we afford her?
The Lord has blessed us, honey. She goes to the same church as my mom. She's gonna help us for free.
Father, I can't give you orders and tell you what to do. And I don't really know how to pray right now because sometimes life does things that just leaves us speechless. I don't have all the answers, but I know you do. So Father, I kneel before you this morning, completely surrendered, with an open heart, asking in the name of your son Jesus that you remember my son CJ in the midst of this trial. Oh Lord, my God, in thee do I put my trust. The enemy is trying to tear my son's soul like a lion. But oh Lord, my God, you know the truth, and the truth shall make us free. Let not the enemy persecute my soul by taking my son. Arise, O Lord, in thine anger. Let all them that dig the ditch fall into the ditch that he made. Shine your light on the truth and bring justice to the innocent soul. Oh God, let the wickedness of the wicked come to an end. I ask that you give Miss Brown wisdom. Lord, give her wisdom and revelation to uncover the truth. Because the truth will make us free. No weapon formed against me shall prosper. And every tongue that shall rise against thee in judgment, thou shalt condemn. Cause the tongue of your servant to speak with fire on behalf of my son. Burn every lie to the ground and let his ashes blow away in the wind. Hallelujah. Thank you, Jesus. Lord, I know you have a ram in the bush for my CJ. Deliver, oh God. I have the confidence that you would do what is right and good. And I will sing the praise of the Most High. In Jesus' name, amen.
All rise. Honorable Judge Samantha Burkett, proceeding.
Good afternoon. Please be seated. The prosecution may proceed with its opening statement.
Thank you, Your Honor. Good afternoon. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, My name is Jim Hatchett, District Attorney, and I represent the family of the deceased, Dr. Richard D. Cooper. In the case that you have before you, the evidence will show that the victim, Dr. Cooper, was brutally attacked by a violent man who consciously took the life of another human being by beating him to death with his bare hands. The prosecution will prove that the death of Dr. Cooper was the result of uncontrollable rage inflicted by a dangerous man who has absolutely no regard for human life. We will demonstrate that this senseless act of violence directly resulted in Dr. Cooper's death. Counsel for the defense, Mrs. Brown, is sitting right next to the man that she represents, the defendant. Directly behind the defendant sits his mother and his wife, whom I have no doubt are here to show him love and support. Conversely, I stand here before you today representing a man who can no longer sit at any table, who can no longer receive love and support from his mother or from his wife. A devout husband and son, a medical professional who devoted his life to saving the lives of others, only to have his own life savagely taken by this defendant. Dr. Cooper was well respected, an upstanding member of this community. And as citizens of this community, it is incumbent upon you, it is your duty, your obligation, your responsibility to ensure that Dr. Cooper and his family receive the justice that they deserve. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, what the prosecution wants you to believe is that Curtis Jackson Jr. went from being a loving husband to a dangerous man who operates in uncontrollable rage and has no regard for human life. A brutal and violent murderer who took the life of Dr. Richard D. Cooper. There will be no evidence, nor a single breath of testimony to support this claim. What you will hear is that Curtis Jackson is a loving and kind man. Now, on Friday, January 13th, Tempest Jackson was celebrating her 26th birthday. Curtis Jackson decided to surprise his wife on her job for her birthday. But instead of surprising her as he planned, he had to rescue her from being violently raped by Dr. Richard D. Cooper. Now, Curtis Jackson loves his wife, and he would do anything to protect his wife, provide for her, and keep her safe. He did what any sane man would do to protect his wife, his mother, his daughter, or given the circumstances, even a perfect stranger. The prosecution wants you to believe that Curtis Jackson took the life of an upstanding citizen of our community. But in reality, he was rescuing his wife from a vicious rapist. The evidence in this case will prove that Curtis Jackson is a hero. They will not prove otherwise. Thank you.
Jackie, your defense.
Thank you, Your Honor. The defense calls Tracy Williams to the witness stand. Tracy, on the day in question, did you speak with Curtis Jackson?
Yes, ma'am. He called the office and I spoke to Curtis briefly on the phone.
What was that conversation about?
Well, he was saying that he was bringing a birthday cake to the office for Tempest, a surprise, but he never made it, and that's when I had heard what had happened.
I see. How well would you say you know Curtis Jackson?
Oh, I know Curtis quite well. I would consider him a close friend, like a brother.
A close friend, like a brother. Can you explain?
Well, I see him almost every day. He's always bringing lunch for Tempest to the office and these little sweet treats for the rest of us in the office, and he's always very polite to everyone.
Always very polite to everyone. Your Honor, I have no further questions. Thank you.
So, he's no stranger to your workplace, and he always shows up during the lunch hour.
Yes.
Ms. Williams, do you have a husband?
Well, yes.
Is your husband a stranger to your workplace?
No. But we are separated at this time.
Does your husband know the defendant, Curtis Jackson?
Yes, they met briefly.
Does Curtis Jackson have anything to do with your separation from your husband?
No.
Did your husband ever press charges against Curtis Jackson for threatening his life? I will snap your neck with my bare hands.
No. Well, yes, but it wasn't like that. Me and my husband are separated because he used to beat me. And Curtis was visiting Tempest one day for lunch, and my husband was also at my workplace.
I'm really tired of doing this.
Look, I love it, all right? It's my job, right? Hey, is that, Tracy's doing?
Always tell us there's problems.
Start problems?
She said she's gonna leave him and she never did.
You can't keep coming to my job.
I don't care. You didn't recognize, man. I'm the man. Why you always got issues?
Fire.
I ain't gonna get you fired. What's wrong with you?
Push on me.
Hey, what?
You gonna push on somebody? Push on me.
What's up then?
You put your hands on her again, I'm gonna break your neck with my bare hands. I promise you. Now get out of here.
Curtis protected me. And he may have said something like, I'll snap your neck if you touch her again, but it was just a figure of speech.
A figure of speech?
Yes.
Or a threat on a man's
A
life?
figure of speech. He was just protecting me, that's all.
I will snap your neck with my bare hands. Huh. No further questions, Your Honor.
Court will recess for lunch. Court will resume in 1 hour.
Honey, how you holding me? Said he was going to play golf.
Prosecution calls Mr. Darnell Williams to the stand. Mr. Williams, do you know the defendant, Curtis Jackson?
Yeah.
How do you know the defendant?
All right, so check this out. I visited my wife, Tracy, at a workplace. She works at the same place as the defendant's wife, Tempest. You know what I'm saying? I'm out in the parking lot outside with my lady. We exchanged a few words, and your boy got all up in our business.
Can you explain what you mean?
All right, I ain't gonna lie. Me and my lady, things got a little heated between us. And I had to straighten some things out, put her in check, you know, let her know I'm the man. Next thing I know, your boy was all up in my grill like Captain Save-A-Ho, threatening me.
He threatened your life? Can you please explain? Continue.
Yo, he said he was gonna slap my leg with his bare hands. And yo, I ain't no punk. I'm a man, you feel me? And I already got a couple of cases pending. So I handed it over to the pigs. Excuse me, Your Honor. I mean, our city's finest police department, Your Honor.
Counselor, you may cross-examine.
Thank you, Your Honor. Darnell, what was the end result after you pressed charges against Curtis Jackson?
What you mean?
What do I mean? What I mean is, isn't it true that the judge threw out your case against Curtis Jackson, denied your claim, and instead charged you, Mr. Williams, with assault?
Yeah.
So it would be safe to assume that the only reason that you're here to testify today is because you just got released 2 days ago from jail, serving time for those same charges, and you're only here because you want to get back at Curtis for being the man that you aren't.
Objection, Your Honor. That's argumentative.
I have no further questions for this witness, Your Honor. The defense calls Curtis Jackson to the witness stand. Mr. Jackson, on the day in question, can you please take your time and tell the court what happened?
It was my wife's birthday, and I had thought she took the day off from work, so I wanted to make her day special. So I got up early to make her a special birthday cake, fix my princess breakfast in bed. I love to cook, by the way. But before I could make my way to the bedroom, she met me halfway in the kitchen, dressed for work.
I love you.
So when she left, I decided I would take the cake to the office to surprise her. On my way up there, I called her coworkers, let them know I was coming, so they could sneak me in and help me set up in the break room without Stormy knowing, a surprise. But on my way up there, I was cut off by a speeding driver. And when I tapped on my brakes to avoid being hit, that's when the cake slid off the seat onto the floorboard of the truck. So I pulled over to the side of the road to pick it up. And that's when I noticed a car nearby that looked like my wife's car.
Go on. What happened next?
As I got closer, I could see the license plate and confirm that it was my wife's car.
What did you do?
When I got nearby the window,
What did you see?
I saw the backside of a man. And I looked into the face of my wife. She was screaming, "Help me! Somebody please help me!" And that's when I broke the window and pulled him off of her and out of the car. And I'm sorry a man had to lose his life. But I'm not sorry for protecting my wife.
I have no further questions, Your Honor. Thank you.
Does the prosecution wish to cross-examine the defendant?
Oh, yes, Your Honor.
Sir, do you need a moment?
No. We continue.
Mr. Jackson, would you say that you have trust issues?
No.
Well, then could you please explain to the court just how it was that you ended up at exactly the right place at exactly the right time to, quote, protect your wife?
Like I said before, I was on my way to surprise her.
Surprise her or stalk her, Mr. Jackson? Because you are a man who is insecure and out of control.
Objection, Your Honor. Counsel is badgering the witness.
Sustained. Counselor, rephrase.
Yes, Your Honor. I believe you'll see that my line of questioning is all relevant.
Proceed.
All right, Mr. Jackson. Let's just say that it was by happenstance that you ended up at that very location on the day in question. After you broke out the window of the vehicle with your bare hands and attacked the victim, Dr. Cooper, from behind, did you any time feel threatened or afraid for your life?
No, I never felt threatened or afraid for my life.
So it'd be safe to say that because of your sheer size and the advantage you gained by attacking the victim from behind, that you pretty much had everything under control and nobody really had to die, isn't that
Victim?
right?
You're calling this man a victim. My wife was the victim. She was kidnapped, beaten, and raped. I was protecting my wife from this animal you call victim.
You were beating him to death with your bare hands. Did the victim at any time fight back?
Did he fight back? But I don't know. I mean, he kept yelling at my wife, but it all happened so fast.
Mr. Jackson, do you think that a man who abducts a woman should die?
Abducts? No.
Do you think that a man who beats a woman should die?
No.
Do you think that a man who rapes a woman should die?
Whatsoever a man soweth, that he shall also reap. And the wages of sin is death.
Who died and made you God, Mr. Jackson?
Objection, Your Honor.
Oh, I was showing you God.
Sustained. Mr. Hatchett, what was that?
I have no more questions, Your Honor.
Court is in recess until tomorrow.
Oh, baby, there's just one thing you need to know.
Jim Hatchett really has it in for my client. I just can't figure out why.
Come here, baby.
Good night, Mr. Hatchett.
Night-night.
Are you okay?
Never better.
No, man. You're in no condition, sir, to drive home. Let me take you home. Come on. Let's go. I'm gonna drive you home.
You gonna drive me home?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Just grab this.
Really, Mr. Hatchett?
I'll drink, you drive.
Come on.
The defense calls Mrs. Lucinda Jackson to the witness stand. Good morning, Mrs. Jackson.
Good morning.
The defendant, Curtis Jackson, he's your son.
Yes, he is.
You smiled.
Yes, because I love my son very much.
Have you ever had any problems with Curtis fighting in school? Any problems at all?
No, never.
Is Curtis violent?
My son is a very gentle soul. His heart is filled with compassion. I raised him up in the church, and I taught him how to love the way God loves us. He wouldn't hurt a worm. I remember one beautiful Sunday morning, Curtis and I was walking to church hand in hand. He was just a little boy. Right before we got to the church, he saw some worms on the ground. He avoided them, as if he was afraid.
Curtis, are you afraid of the worms?
No, ma'am. I'm not afraid of the worms. I'm a big boy. I just don't want to step on the worms, because if I do, I'll kill them.
My son wouldn't hurt a worm. So I know he's not capable of this terrible crime that he has been accused of committing.
Thank you, Mrs. Jackson. I have no further questions, Your Honor.
Mr. Hatchett, your witness.
How touching. My son is so gentle that he wouldn't hurt a worm. Very touching words from the heart of a mother who clearly loves her son. Miss Jackson, you love your son so much that you would do or say just about anything to protect him and keep him out of jail. Isn't that right, Lucinda?
Objection, Your Honor. Prosecution is badgering the witness.
Sustained. Counsel, redirect.
All right, Lucinda. If it is true that Curtis is so gentle that he wouldn't hurt a worm, how do you explain the fact that he has taken the life of not only one, but two grown men with his bare hands? And isn't it true that you're just protecting him?
I'm tired of coming home and not being respected in my own house. Why must I got to keep smacking you around? Go, what you gonna do, son? Get up!
Is he breathing?
No, Mama, he's not breathing.
No! Curtis!
I didn't mean to kill him. I was trying to protect you.
He was protecting me. He was protecting me.
Viciously took the life of your husband, Curtis Jackson, just like he was when he was 16 years old. Viciously took him down. Covered for him, Andrew. Covered for him. When he was 16 years old, when he viciously took the life of your husband, Curtis Jackson Sr. Anyone could kill me right there. Did you see that?
Curtis, please. Sit down. Curtis.
Hope you all saw that.
Mrs. Jackson, you may return to your seat. Mrs. Brown and Mr. Hatchett approach the bench. Mr. Hatchett, what was that emotional outburst all about?
Yes, and who was the dead man in the picture that you just showed in my witness's face?
So, are you telling me that you have not examined all the evidence presented in my courtroom today?
That's exactly what I'm saying, Judge.
Mr. Hatchett, I am strongly leaning towards holding you in contempt. Who is the dead man in the second set of pictures, and how is that relevant to this case?
Your Honor, the dead man in the pictures is Curtis Jackson Sr. And the pictures are from the crime scene where the defendant, Curtis Jackson Jr., was also the defendant and charged with the murder of his dad, who he beat to death with his bare hands. Jackie's witness opened the door when she tried to paint the picture of a gentle Curtis Jackson that wouldn't hurt a worm, when in fact he has murdered before, Your Honor, in the exact same manner that he's being tried for here.
Very well. I will allow the evidence. But Mr. Hatchett, Ms. Brown, make sure she gets copies and reviews the evidence. No more surprises, Mr. Hatchett, or I will hold your ass in contempt. Do you and I understand, Judge?
Yes, Your Honor. Apologize, Your Honor. You should have stuck to your original defense. You would have stood a much better chance.
Mr. Hatchett, not in my courtroom.
Your Honor, I'm requesting 24 hours to review the new evidence in this case.
Granted, Jackie. 24 hours, and that's all.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Summations begin tomorrow.
Why didn't you tell me how your father died?
Didn't think it was relevant.
You didn't think it was relevant.
So where do we go from here?
Pray.
Mrs. Brown, I have some information that will help your defense for this case.
You're that intern, right?
Yes, Penny Holloway. And I have some information that will help you win this case.
You got 10 minutes.
That man is the devil, but he's no match for my God.
Hello? Hello? Hey, hey, hold on just a second. Just got done. Got it running like brand new.
I sure do, thank you, sir. When I heard that noise she was making, I thought for sure I'd have to get rid of her.
Oh, no. Classic ride like this, you can get another 80, 90, 100,000 miles out of her with no problem.
In that case, I should have brought my soon-to-be ex-wife and you could have fixed her, too.
Unfortunately, I'm only good with working on cars. I got an old lady at my house and needs a little fixing up, too. You got kids?
Oh, hell no. That's the one thing I've got to be thankful for. What owe you, pal?
Just parts. Labor's on me.
That cover it?
Yeah, thank you very much. Good tip. Yeah, I know what you mean. I'm raising a little bastard myself with my old lady. He's not my son, but he got my name, because his mother was knocked up when we got married.
Shit. You're a better man than I am.
I'm trying to teach him to be a man, but every time I try to do something, his mama keeps on interrupting.
Sounds like you could use a drink.
I'm all done here for today. I got time to throw a few back.
First round's on me, my man.
I'll take that.
children, so we can do films. But when you start laughing, can I do films? When you start laughing,
They took you away from me, buddy. But I got that bastard exactly where I want.
That's what my brother did now. Hi, welcome to Dr. Meyer's office. How may I help you?
Hi, I'd like to see Dr. Meyer right now. Is he available?
No,
I need to see him right now.
Okay, let me just go check and you sign in, all right?
You know what? She's actually taking a little longer than I thought, so I'm gonna be right back. Just gonna check on her real quick. Okay, thank you.
I'm sorry, ma'am. Dr. Meyer isn't available today. But you can gladly see one of our other doctors.
No, that's okay. Thank you.
Are you sure?
Yes, thank you.
So you decided to hire the intern?
Well, not officially, but she is pretty smart.
Smarter than me?
No matter what you do, you will always find you in the middle of truth.
Where is this young man? Boy, young people know they can't hold their bladder.
I know.
Ain't that the truth?
Sorry about that, y'all. So what do y'all think about this case? Is he innocent? Is he guilty? Man, I haven't been to the gym in weeks.
Young man, can we get started?
All right, I'm sorry about that, sir.
I hope you're more timely at the gym than you were for your jury duty assignment.
Let's not make this about me, man.
Of course he's guilty. He now already admitted to killing a doctor with his bare hands.
What kind of monster kills another man with his bare hands?
And why should we set someone free who's capable of such a heinous crime?
I wouldn't be able to live with myself, knowing I'm partially responsible for allowing an animal like that to be free, to kill again.
I was raped once. I had no one
to save me. And when they finally caught that bastard, the judge only sentenced him 6 months in a county jail. And then 3 days later, they released him. He came back looking for me. I wasn't home. But my friend, who was my roommate, she was. He ended up raping her. And not only did she lose her dignity, she lost her life. So now I know that the facts show that the both of us, we wish we could have had a Curtis Jackson.
Guys, I'm tired. You know, actually, I'm exhausted. Now, I agreed to sit in that jury box with you all and make a decision based on Curtis Jackson, looking at the evidence beyond a reasonable doubt. But I didn't agree to sit here and break bread with you guys and railroad this man. Curtis Jackson is not a cold-blooded killer. He's a hero. Now, wouldn't you want someone like Curtis Jackson to save you or save your friend? And then you just say you were raped, young lady? He saved his wife from being raped. Now, can I call for a vote?
Babe, you still working?
Yeah. I keep going through the evidence, but I can't seem to put 2 and 2 together. Something's missing. I just don't know what it is. But something's missing.
You had enough for the night, babe. Let's go to bed. If I were on trial for beating a man to death for attacking you, you need the best character witness to prove my innocence. Who would it be?
Me? Thank you, baby. Yeah, let's go to bed.
Mr. Hatchett, you may begin.
The prosecution calls Dr. Devin Meyer to the stand. Dr. Meyer, what was your relationship to Dr. Richard D. Cooper?
He was my best friend.
And how long had you known Dr. Cooper?
Since our first year of college.
How would you describe his character?
Dick was a spontaneous, outgoing, brilliant doctor. He excelled in everything that he put his hands to. It was my inspiration to start my own practice. And like I said, he was my best friend.
Do you think he was capable of rape?
No.
No further questions, Your Honor.
Mrs. Brown, you may cross-examine.
Thank you, Your Honor. Dr. Meyer, would you say that you are a pretty good judge of character?
Yes, it's part of the job.
You said that you and Dr. Cooper had been best friends since college, correct?
Yes.
Okay. When Mr. Hatchett asked you if you thought Dr. Cooper was capable of rape, you answered no. But were you aware of the fact that your best friend, Dr. Cooper, was accused of rape during his senior year in college, which in fact would suggest that he is capable of rape?
Yeah, but it was thrown out.
Thrown out or bought out?
Objection, Your Honor. That has no relevance here. And Dr. Meyer is not here to explain the circumstances surrounding some closed case from the past.
Watch it, counselor.
I have no further questions, Your Honor.
Now go save some lives. That's exactly what I'm going to go do. Bye, Penny. Bye.
The defense calls Tempest Jackson to the witness stand. Tempest, how long have you and Curtis been married?
For 6 years.
6 years. Can you describe your marriage to Curtis?
It's been like an extended honeymoon.
Please tell us, is Curtis a violent man?
No. No, my Curtis is like a big old teddy bear.
I know to relive such a tragic event is difficult, but please tell the court what happened on the morning of your birthday.
I was on my way to work when I got hit from behind. I pulled over to exchange insurance information, and then he forced me back into my car and made me drive over and park behind a nearby abandoned house.
How did your attacker's car end up parked next to yours behind this abandoned house?
When he duct taped my hands and tied me up, he went back and got his car. I was trying to get free, and then he came back. And the next thing I remember is looking up and seeing my husband looking through the window. I was screaming for help. Get off! Get off me! And then there he was.
Oh, it's not real! Tell him it's a fantasy!
My hero. Curtis. Curtis saved me.
And a hero he is. I have nothing further.
Mr. Hatchett, you may cross-examine.
Thank you, Your Honor. Ms. Jackson, at some point, when the investigation was complete, you got your vehicle back, correct?
Yes.
Well, let me ask you, does it bother you to drive around in the same vehicle that you were attacked in?
Of course, but I can't afford another one, and I have to get to work.
When your husband, Curtis Jackson, arrived during the attack and after he stopped the attack, do you think that at some point he could have also stopped before he threw that final blow that took the life of Dr. Cooper?
Yes, he could have stopped, but...
So then it'd be safe to say that Curtis has a murdering rage inside of him that he cannot control and is therefore a danger to society.
Objection, Your Honor. The prosecution is misleading, making assumptions about the defendant that assume something as true for which no evidence has been shown.
Overruled.
Thank you, Your Honor.
The prosecution has no further questions for this witness.
Ms. Brown, any further questions?
Just a moment to consult with my assistant, Your Honor.
Mrs. Brown. Mrs. Brown.
Permission to redirect, Your Honor.
This better be good. You go ahead.
Yes, Your Honor. Tempest, you had some repairs done to your car after the investigation, correct?
Yes.
You had a window repaired because your husband broke it during the attack, correct?
Yes.
Did you also have a bumper repaired?
bumper?
Please answer the question.
I don't recall.
Or is it you don't recall because there was no repair? Because I don't see it in the paperwork from the repair shop.
I don't know.
Mrs. Jackson, there was no damage to the bumper, not even a scratch, but you just testified that you were bumped really hard from behind.
Mrs. Brown, where is this going?
Directly to the core of my defense, Your Honor.
Get to it, please.
Thank you, Your Honor. Tell me, Tempest, did you know your attacker?
No, I've never seen him before.
Okay. Have you ever attended any of the benefit dinners hosted by your employer, Dr. Devin Meyer?
Yes, one.
Before the incident, did you know that your attacker, Dr. Richard D. Cooper, was the best friend to your boss?
It's lunchtime.
Okay, come on.
You know, your boss is my best friend. When he found out what we did in his front office, he'd probably, well, he'd kill me and he'd fire you.
You gotta go. Oh my God.
Mrs. Jackson?
No, I didn't know that.
So you didn't know that he attended all of the benefit dinner parties that Dr. Meyer hosted, including the one that you attended?
Make it up and go shine. And I'm talking when you're dressing up, getting ready to party up on a party night. I'm talking doing it up and go showing it up and go shine. Getting your Vegas up. You see this song, it's a compliment you. Yes. Cause I really like highlighting you. Yeah. And I'm giving you my sentimentals. But you need to know right now. You need to know right now tonight.
No, I didn't know that either.
To make you feel good, so get you feel good. This is your feel good song. This is a bad chick song, the bad chick song, the baddest chick song. Come on. To make you feel good, so get you feel good. This is your feel good song. Let me see you Vegas up, Las Vegas up.
Mrs. Jackson, you testified that you've never seen Dr. Richard D. Cooper before the incident.
Yes.
You see, we like it when you paint them pictures. Yes. You can make any man a believer. Yeah. Making me get in my mind criminal. And you need to know right now. You need to know right now tonight. It's just a bad chick song, a bad chick song, the baddest chick song. Come on. To make you feel good, so get you feel good. This is your feel good song. This is a bad chick song, a bad chick song, the baddest chick song. Come on. To make you feel good, so get you feel good. This is your feel good song.
Mrs. Jackson, if you have never seen Dr. Richard D. Cooper before the incident, can you explain these pictures? Isn't it true that you not only knew Dr. Richard D. Cooper before the incident, but you and Dr. Cooper were lovers? And in fact, you two had engaged in role playing and had multiple encounters to fulfill these sexual fantasies? And if in fact you were being raped, which I suspect you weren't, because then this email between the two of you would be ludicrous. It reads, "It's your birthday this Friday, and your bone specialist, Dr. Dick, wants to fulfill your wildest fantasy." You respond, "I've been fantasizing about being abducted and raped on the side of the road. Make it happen." Sound familiar? Of course it does. It was your request. And when your unsuspecting husband was on his way to surprise you at your job for your birthday, by happenstance rolled up on your car, you were caught in the act. And when you realized that Curtis really believed you were being raped, and he really thought he was protecting and saving you from being brutally attacked, you silently watched while he beat Dr. Cooper to death because you didn't want your adulterous activity to be exposed. You let it happen. Isn't that the truth, Mrs. Jackson? You could have saved a man's life, but instead, you let him die at the hands of your husband in an attempt to cover up your lies.
Very good, Mrs. Brown. But you know what? He had to die. It was the perfect scenario. He took my innocence and got away with it. He didn't even recognize my face when we met at the party. That's when I knew it was the perfect opportunity for me to finally get my revenge. Curtis, he's so predictable.
Hey, happy birthday.
The sex alone. The same missionary style for 6 years. He's so predictable. So when he told me about how he killed his stepdad while defending his mom, I knew that if given the opportunity, Curtis would do the same thing for me. So I used him.
Bailiff, take the witness into custody where she will be charged with the murder of Dr. Richard D. Cooper. And in the matter of the case against Curtis Jackson Jr., sir, this court has decided that you will be cleared of all charges without prejudice. This case is dismissed and this court is adjourned.
No matter what you say, no matter what you do, you will always find you in the middle of truth. Or what you're doing, or what you say you're pursuing, you will always find free.
24:24 that God is a spirit and they that worship him must worship him in spirit and in truth. And John 14:6